Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Pisces for February 2020. Welcome Pisces, Happy New Year. It's your turn, birthday coming up in another 6 weeks. We're going into Pisces. Let's see what February holds for you, especially the February Pisces. Energy around your reading is the Knight of Swords. Expect the unexpected there. Now, we can flip to relationship, from general reading to relationship. He could be somebody coming into your life, or he's already come in and just created a bit of a storm, really, in a way. It comes in out of nowhere and then sort of leaves quickly. He's there for a very short period of time, but leaves a lot of an imprint on you. But knowing Pisces, they're pretty intuitive, so they'll already have their sort of take on what that is. And if it's in the general sense of a reading, it's about things just coming in out of nowhere and suddenly just sort of shaking up the whole sort of routine of life for you. This is where you are right now. Yes, the Chariot. So movement with the Chariot. Lots of success in the offing for you guys. So success and victory. But the main thing with the Chariot is emotional discipline has to be used. So you've got to sort of fix up things that you know that your weaknesses, or things that you don't really are not so good at. Just sort of tweak them up a bit in order to be moving. If this is a new career, or if it's a relationship, or it's anything new, it's got a lot of potential behind it, a lot of success to it. But make sure you sort of, look at the disciplines, the things that you really have to work on in order to keep, past mistakes, for example, sort of make sure they don't get made again. So that's the card of the Chariot. And the Chariot's actually the icon, the totem for Cancerians, your cousins, your water cousins. But yeah, a lot of promise with the Chariot coming in, but also discipline in order to get where you want to go. So think about that. Let's see what's brought that in. And you've got the Six of Wands, which is more or less the junior version of this, the junior and the senior. So ongoing success, things going well, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. But the main thing is just to sort of work on the weaknesses, discipline yourself where you have to. And success and victory are yours, because it's just been rolling along like this for you Pisces. It's excellent. The background. So this would be like November, December, January time. What's happening? The Empress. So abundance coming through. The Mother card may have something to do with some of you. It could be pregnancies coming through. Just having found out you're going to be a mother. It could be your own mother in terms of what's happening with her. It's a strong card, this Empress, strong female card. But the advantages of the Empress is abundance. So lots of things that you've been waiting for coming through and doing really well. But also remembering, pregnancy, things like that. And your own mother indeed. So it's just keys, aren't there? The little keys for you to sort of hook into and think, oh, okay, yes, I need to be mindful of that, basically, is what it means. And then we have recent influences. We have, there in comes the Magician, so the spirit messenger. He's ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. Messenger. Mercury is a small planet, but a very fast-moving, speedy planet. Things happening quickly. So lots of potentials, also lots of risk involved. And if we're talking about pregnancy, especially, not saying not for all of you, but for some of you, yeah, it's a wonderful time full of potentials. But yeah, we have to sort of look after ourselves and do, you know, sort of alter some routines that we have had. But if it's just general for you, it could be just about anything new that's coming in that you're considering, and it's sort of saying, well, it's like your spirit guides are saying, go for it. But be aware the path ahead, you know, is divided into potential 50% and then risk 50%, and that's just life. So it's a lovely card. Some major cards in here, Pisces. The lesson you'll be learning in February. The King of Swords. So expert, the expert, relying on, you know, and this is the expert advice. He can be a lawyer, a doctor, somebody in that sort of run of society that really knows his stuff very well. He's quite an intellectual chap. As, you know, people who are doctors and lawyers have had to work and study long and hard and do a lot of work in order to become top of their field. So he could be the person that you've got to be seeking advice from. Perhaps you are seeking advice, or even if you're not, it's sort of saying make sure you seek advice from an expert. Now, on a relationship side, this person can be a bit different. The King of Swords can be, he's a very good chess player. So often he can be a confusing energy because he says a lot and he speaks well, and, you know, he sort of knows what to say, the charm and all the rest of it. But sometimes it can be a bit of a ruse, and you think, oh, okay, but he said this, but now he's doing that. It's that kind of energy. And being Pisces, as we said here, with the energy, we have his immature, his younger brother sort of action coming through. So the two of them. So Pisces will pick up on that straight away. Absolutely. And they'll go, hang on, but he said such and such, and now, but he's not doing that. So if that's in relationship, in terms of relationship, Pisces, I think trust your intuition. And I would say too, with this sort of person, because he is a good chess player, relationship terms of air and water. Well, water's deep, so you have a lot of depth of feeling. He's air, and so he can sort of toss you around a bit. So just be mindful of those things and call him out if you have to. Near future. Yeah, 5 of Cups. So someone coming back from the past. A lot of people, this is a card of disappointment emotionally. It's all that sort of thing. It's sort of being in the grasp of big change, or in the clasp of change. But often, and for years and years, I've always interpreted this as someone coming back from the past. So if indeed it is this person, just be aware, Pisces, of how you feel about this. Also, if this has got anything to do with just, you know, for everybody to try and sort of decode it for everyone, if this is a pregnancy coming through or something about it in those realms and being worried about it, maybe having tried before, this is sort of a card of just getting through that and knowing that, you know, sooner or later it's going to work out well for you. It's just about getting through that difficult patch of disappointment. But definitely, to me, my interpretation has always stuck for over 20 years with this of someone coming back from the past. What's happening that you're not realising, Pisces? Yeah, and another 5 card. So, yeah, feeling distracted, feeling sort of like you can't get to where you want to go because there's always someone jumping in your path. Opposition here too, you know, you can't sort of get things done. It's not a straight road. It's sort of convoluted and you're constantly having to stop, but it's also opposition and distraction for a reason. So especially with this card here and this disappointment, try to avoid anything you know, that's going to distract you, and just know your own mind, which you do, Pisces, and just use your intuition to navigate through, and try not to let other people sort of become obstacles in your path. Feeling drained also with this one. Very drained. So, yeah. Just be aware of that. Don't let people drain you. Don't let people stand in your path. How others see you. Successful end of a situation, of a cycle. So this is about you just sort of wrapping things up nicely and knowing where's the start, where's the middle, where's the beginning, and going, yeah, well, that's done and dusted. I can move forward. I'm fine. So it all kind of comes together, doesn't it, really? It's about knowing and using your intuition. What you're feeling positive about is the Three of Cups. So, yes, Three of Cups can also be a pregnancy card, I might say, as well. Just saying, because it's three people in a situation. So it could be mother, father, baby, that kind of thing. It's also the card of going out and having fun. But it's also the card too. It's sitting right next to this King of Swords. So if it's relationship-wise, yeah, just, you know, really. What I'm getting is this February for you, the lesson is all about really using your intuition and trusting that you don't need to trust anybody else except yourself. So if you're feeling things are a bit strange, investigate them. Don't just pass it off. Just trust yourself, Pisces. Be interesting to see, but I'll pop a clarification card on this one shortly. The final outcome. And strong, independent woman. So, yeah, this is interesting too, because this is you just really, you know, having faith in yourself, being really independent, getting to where you want to go without any help of anybody else except your own intuition. And also it's two of the three pregnancy cards. So, yeah, if that is in your realm, indeed, the younger or the girls that are wanting this, it looks really promising. Things look good for you. There's abundance. There's lots of stuff coming in. There are a few hiccups and there are a few obstacles, but life wouldn't be the same without them. So this is really positive to end up with the Nine of Pentacles or the Nine of Coins. So she's strong, independent female. Right, I'm just going to put a clarification card on that Three of Cups. The three in the relationship. Pregnancy. We'll just see what's underneath that in terms of getting some more info. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. So it could well be another person that you find out about, or, you know, something comes in, another sudden sort of arrival of somebody, or something suddenly changing direction. And also it could be, if we're talking about pregnancy for the girl, for the females, you know, who are wanting to, you know, have or being pregnant, or that in that sort of vein. It could be, yeah, things really suddenly going in a different direction because we suddenly have to adjust to that new situation. So we're not really getting the crux of it, but I think you guys will know, you will know yourselves what this all means to you. It looks really interesting, it looks really good, but just the overall message I'm getting to give to you is just trust your intuition. Final message card from the Buddha reading cards is self-acceptance. To be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You just need to accept yourself. Once you accept yourself,